in convincing Faisal, rahimahullah. And when he convinced Faisal, Faisal realized that there's a lot of money to be made now. This is the deal. We want you to make a law that you will sell your oil for only US dollars. And Faisal fell for it. May Allah forgive him. From the time you decide that you will sell your oil for US dollars, you then went on to convince all the other Arab oil producing countries, because they looked up to Saudi Arabia. And they all quickly agreed. And OPEC, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, was then successful in establishing a rule for all member states of OPEC that we all agree that we will sell oil for only US dollars. And that was the birth of something called the petrodollar, and that is what they wanted at Bretton Woods, but Imran didn't understand it. No. That was the ultimate prize that they wanted. When they started in 1944 in Bretton Woods, but I did not understand it. And now they have established something called a cartel, like a monopoly. A monopoly means you take control of the market and you fix the price. So no competition anymore in the market. This is haram. Even in American law, this is haram. Yeah. A man came to the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. I hope Bank Negara is listening. A man came to the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam and said, "O Messenger of Allah, prices are too high. Impose price control." He said, "No." The man came back a second time. The man came back a third time. 3 times. "O Messenger of Allah, impose price control. Fix the price." The Prophet said, "No. Not in our market. Not in the market of Islam. There is no such thing as price control. There is no such thing as fixed wages. There is no such thing as a minimum wage." I hope the Malaysian government is listening. Not in Islam. Islam gives to the world a free market and a fair market. And the market determines prices. No, you cannot say, "Tariq, this price," and put it up on the wall there. That's haram. Tariq will be sold on the basis of the market price. Roti canai, this much. Haram. I wonder whether the muftis know that. So there is no such thing as monopoly in our Islamic market. There is no such thing as a cartel. You cannot fix prices. You cannot control the market as producers, which is what OPEC has done. This is not Islam. No. Has any scholar, Salafi or Sufi, denounced OPEC for violating Allah's law and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ? I'm not aware of it. And so now you have a controlled market. And forget it. The price of oil is no longer determined by the free and fair market. Forget that. The price of oil is now manipulated by those who control the market. And what they did with oil, they did with cocoa, they did with coffee, they did with sugar, they did with rice, they did with all commodities. They manipulate the market and they fix the price. It's no longer a free and a fair market anywhere in the world. It's a Zionist market of thieves. Is this what the Jewish religion gave you to the world? Not at all. You have corrupted the Jewish religion and you're destroying the Jewish religion. Now comes the interesting part of the subject. The price of oil has been going in only one direction since then. Have you noticed? It was $6, $7, $8 a barrel. And then it went to 12, and then it went to 15, then it went to 20, then it went to 30, then it went to 40, then it went to 60, then it went to 80, 90, 100. It's more than 100 now. And all the time Imran thought it's a US dollar collapsing, because I was only focusing on this part of the subject. And as the US dollar collapsed, went down in value, all the rest of the money in the world is going down in the value. If you think your Malaysian money has the same value that it had 5 years ago, you're dreaming. 5 years ago you were richer, with the same ringgit in your pocket. And your ringgit has been falling and you don't even know it. So I was focusing on that part of the subject, not on this part. That's my mistake. The price of oil is going up and up and up and up and up, and that is not by accident. That's a part of the plan. That's why the Prophet said, believers must not touch that gold. From the time oil is sold for US dollars, the oil is now functioning as money. Where gold was functioning as money to back the paper, now oil is backing the paper. So number one, the US dollar is now given an opportunity to fly higher than it has ever flown before. Even while the value in terms of gold is going down, the United States is becoming more and more wealthy. It doesn't have to bother about any amount of gold in Fort Knox anymore. In order to make money, all you need is three things. You need a printing press, you need paper, and you need ink. And you can print and make as much money as you want. While those stupid fools, those ignorant fools, I don't know what Allah is going to do to them on Judgment Day, including Imran Hussein. The scholars of Islam failed miserably to even understand what was happening, much less to protest. What a colossal failure of Islamic scholarship in the contemporary world. So the US dollar since 1973 now can fly more easily than it ever flew before. And the United States becomes more and more powerful. United States has a greater and greater capacity to rip off mankind and to advance its agenda of ruling the world. But that's not the only story. That's not all in the story. It's more than that. The Arabs saw the paper coming. US dollars, piles and piles and piles of the US dollars coming. Because the price of oil is going up and up and up and up. And the US dollar is the international money. But guess what? Henry Kissinger was smart. Faisal didn't understand that when you control the market for oil, which is haram, and then you keep on inflating the price, it's going up and up more than any other commodity in the whole world market. Oil going up and up and up and up. Oil is the biggest thing traded in the world market today, oil. Guess what happens to the rest of the world that cannot afford? Guess what happens to Egypt and to Pakistan and to Bangladesh and to Indonesia? As Saudi Arabia and the Arab Gulf states reaping and embracing more and more, so many US dollars, they don't know what to do with it. That part of the world is growing poorer and poorer and poorer and poorer. And the Zionists are sitting back and smiling, while scholars of Islam eating roti canai and drinking teh tarik. And so our own people, the Arab oil producing countries, our own people, through the petrodollar system,